What up, movie disciples and good people of YouTube, the internet, all that good stuff? I am Brian, and I'm joined by my sister Brittany once again for the fifth best American sport that should be a sport there. If you don't know, you need to get together. This is the challenge, season 37, and it is Spies, Lies, and Allies. My sister and I have returned from a little bit of a hiatus. We did watch the Paramount one. Was it the All Stars? Paramount Plus.
Yeah,
and yeah, it was kind of going like concurrently a little bit towards the end of the last challenge, and I was like, yeah, man, I'm tired, so I'm not about to edit or talk about any of this. I'll just wait until the one that comes on MTV comes out, and boom, here we are. We're gonna talk about episode 0, the launch episode, just briefly, and then we're gonna get into the premiere episode, which I don't understand why they just didn't do the episode like a week before and just had that episode and then left with a big cliffhanger to lead into the premiere episode. But whatever, that's neither here nor there. Before we do get into everything, make sure you guys hit that like, share, subscribe, and that notification bell if you're enjoying what you're watching, and make sure you guys follow us on social media. Off top, we in episode 0 we get the introduction to our returning vets, the American players coming through, and it's pretty much familiar faces. A lot of people return from last season's double agents, people that I expected. What about you, Brittany? Like, was anybody that you were happy to see or wasn't happy to see return? Because I mean, it's sticking with the spy game, so I figured there's gonna be a bunch of the same people coming back.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, yeah, there were typical people, of course, coming, but of course, who caught my eye and I was happy to see was no other than CT. Anissa, that's my girl. So those were like the two main people I was really happy to see. But I mean, expected people, of course, like Nelson, Corey, Tori. So, I wasn't too shocked to see them.
Yeah. Since you already kind of said it off top, CT was working his way back into shape a little bit last season. And I ain't gonna lie, the motherfucker looks incredible. I was like,
yeah, it was like CT from the past. Looked like he can just break you. And he already could do that with a dad bod. So now just imagine him just fit. And you said it before, you were like, he got a dad bod. Like, just imagine him with a fit bod, like what he can do. He's already a killer. So
I mean, he even said that he had the quote of the week for me. He was like, I came out as an underdog. People, wasn't expecting me to do anything. And I figured, since people were, stop overlooking me now, especially since he won. He's like, stop doing that. Might as well just come in looking hot. And good job, you, sir. So I put down the chicken wings myself. And I don't have a dad bod per se, but that's some great motivation. I feel like
it is.
This is gonna be some slight shade. No, I'm saying I feel like I wish Anissa didn't go to the Legends, which I understand why she did, because she went there and, spoiler alert, probably not going to watch it if you don't have Paramount Plus, which you can, because I think they have some of that runs for free for ads. I don't know. But if you were to watch it, Anissa went to the final for the first time in a long time, which shout out to her, but she came in last. So I'm not gonna lie, my hopes for her this season are back to where they usually are. Not gonna make the final. But I feel like if she didn't go, maybe she would have trained a little bit more, even though the Legends season or series was kind of training for another season of the challenge. All I'm saying is CT had time off to continue training, continue, get back in shape, which you already saw from double agents, and now he's pretty much fully back in shape, and Anissa is not.
Wow, we're not trying to compare here.
I know. It's
she probably trained in her own way, but I mean, even like CT, he physically got in shape, but he also knows when it comes to jumps, we know it's not just about your physicality, it's also about your mental strength. So maybe she worked on that. Like, you got to be great at puzzles, you got to be great at all these things, and we know dealing with TJ and dealing with the challenge, there's always a twist. So
Yes, I absolutely know that. And I'm just saying that if you get into a little better shape, you have a better chance because she came in last in the Legends. And those bunch of people who hadn't done challenges in a long time, besides Darrell, I believe. And Darrell's even having a little bit of a hard time. He works out. So I'm just saying, if you were in a better shape, give you a better chance because she was in there walking at the end, going up that mountain. I'm just saying.
They was going up a mountain, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
I'm just saying, like, if you were serious about winning, that's my head. I don't know how serious she is about winning. She says she's serious about winning, but are you really putting in that work? Because, like I said, this is a sport pretty much now. Like, I don't see no end to this. Like, the MTV is catering to everybody. It's pretty much millennials. They don't give a damn about Gen Z. It's like millennials and was it Generation X before millennials? But I'm just saying, like, they're catering to this and we're watching it, so clearly other people are watching it. That was a long, diatribe about everything. Just saying, like, CT's in great shape. Anissa has always looked good. I'm just saying, you're serious about winning. Like these other crazy people that's coming on the show, these MFers are in shape for the most part.
Yeah, these look great.
I'm like, as much as she says she cares about winning, I'm like, that's just thoughts I had. Anyway, so turning people, I mean, like you already said, some people expected to see came back from last season. So we got Trifling Fessy. Was it what we call him?
Messy Fessy.
That's what they call it. I don't think we call him.
No, we call him something, but it's funny. I mean, he's messy. We'll
get back to it, but show a little more side to himself. He was like he's out here, getting down Ramadan with respect to him and his religion. Following that, same time, still can't trust you. Trifling Fessy. And who else? That was. We got Casey. Casey came back, and her and Nani are both singles, so they can be like tonguing each other down. So shout out to that, I guess. I don't trust Casey either. I don't trust Casey either.
No, I don't. She was
her
sneaky.
Fessy, top two. Like they just trifling duo. And we got the returning people, and then so everybody's out here getting lit, and then TT and other people start paying attention. They're like, yo, there's some extra beds out here. And I feel like I wasn't paying attention too hard, but I think CT got a word of that, and he was like, I'm not gonna drink too hard. So a lot of people was in there, like Nelson goofy ass out there popping bottles.
Yeah, like they just celebrating.
Doing Nelson type things. And they're getting lit, and all of a sudden, after a while, it's like, you're going to have to do a challenge right now when you first get in, which is, I can't remember the last time, I haven't really watched too many seasons like that, but it kind of threw people off like, oh shit, especially for the new people, the new Americans coming in, like the Survivor gang, like off top, I didn't trust them, mainly because it's Survivor, because Survivor, they straight up lying all the time. Same thing with Big Brother, like CBS, hunkers down on lying game shows. I ain't gonna me watching this, so I was like, I could be on Survivor. I don't want to, but I could get down there. I'm like, honestly, I want to get on to Survivor or Big Brother just so I can get on the challenge for one season and see what I got, and then peace out. I'm like, and play against like CT. And,
I did my part. Yeah, I'm leaving.
Yeah, Brian was trash. He was like, probably right.
Yeah, I'm not mad at you. I probably would lean towards Big Brother. I'm in AC, ventilation. I prefer that. Survivor, let y'all have that. Mosquitoes and trees.
Right. Yeah. But we got the new Survivor gang, and we introduced to Michelle, Tommy, and Michaela. And Michaela's off top is like, and foreshadows in episode 1. She's like, I don't trust these people. I'm like, even though we're saying we're like Survivor gang, gang linked up, but she was like, I don't know, I'm keep my eye out on them because they both won or something like that, and they're cool outside the show. So I was like, oh, okay, which I don't blame her for that at all. And she probably was also like, I'm black, I don't trust them as well.
Honestly, she was kind of funny.
Michaela. Yeah,
you caught my eye. I was
hilarious.
You're funny.
Around. Yes.
Yeah, and she was very smart. I was like, I love it. She was like, I mean, I'm a rock with it, but in the back of my mind, I'm not fully gonna trust y'all. So if I need to, I'm just gonna go over there and also gather me another alliance. I was like, you're smart so far.
And you saw it later on, they was ready to distance themselves from her
already.
Quickness. It was like black versus white for the quickness. Just call him like I see you guys. Sorry. And then we had Corey, aka Uncle Carlos. He might be Uncle Carlos, but he was like 6'5". They kind of looked alike a little bit. They kind of looked alike a little bit.
Yeah. He just had the basketball height. Oh, I'm so dead.
I was like, okay, all right, respect, sir. Yeah, I was like, all right, and it was.
He been giving me. Sorry, y'all. He threw me off with that.
I feel like
Frieza vibes. Oh, I'm so weak.
I know. I liked him.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think who else popped in as like the new people. I'm going blank really quickly.
What was her name? I had some notes, y'all. Like Emmy, she's from.
We're still talking about the American stuff. Talking about the American.
Oh, the American.
Yeah.
Shell, Corey. Who else was new? Tommy.
I think that's pretty much it. Might be it. Like
I think that was. They didn't have. I think it was like 17 Americans, and majority of them were already like.
Okay, I forgot. When he was riding in the car, I knew off top where he was from. Off top, he was riding in the car with Tori and Anissa, my man Jeremiah.
Oh,
and they had the legs wrapped around him. I was like, these girls are already after it, of course, especially Anissa, cougar ass. But right when he started talking, he was like, yeah, growing up, I was like, this man is from the farm, aka Young Yeehaw, aka Mississippi.
From the Silk.
I was like, that right when he started talking, I was like, that man is country. That man's from Mississippi.
I knew he was from the South, and he said it. I was like, whoa, Mississippi.
Easy. Easy. I was like, all right. Like
plays football.
Like a decent competitor. Yeah. So that's pretty much that. Like he wasn't doing too much talking besides like in the car, flirting with them, which I ain't gonna lie. If I was single, I'd be doing the same thing. What's up? Yeah. I'll holler at y'all later. And fast forward, message comes in, gotta go do a mission. So get them out of the house. Then we got the international global stars coming through. And we got turning people. Kyle, happy to be back. I can't
even lie. I was happy to see Kyle. I'm like, the season can't be the season without Kyle. You gotta have Kyle.
Kyle came back, and now he got his girlfriend pregnant, so he got a
kid, having a baby
or a kid on the way. I'm like,
I love it. He was like, it was all about me. I'm a selfish person. Now it's the baby, and then back to me. I dropped so much. I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah, so I was laughing. I was like, all right, Kyle. Hey, shout out. Gotta get it after it. We had Nam, big soul Nam came back. I was all right, Nam, return to your thing, player. And like I felt pretty good. Like, okay, we got Nam coming back, and then who else? I think it's pretty much. Oh yeah, Big T, of course, can't pretty Big T just came back, and then we had basically a bunch of new people, which I have never seen any of these shows before. I'm not gonna lie to you, I have no idea how the heck you see any of these other people.
There was one, and he looked familiar, and I have seen him. So if y'all ever watch Netflix, check it out. And he was
whoa, you jumping ahead, way ahead. Chill out. That is not people in the car. I said people pulling up to the car to the crib. Episode 0.
He was pulling up in the car.
Ed was not in the house. You didn't pay attention. You just watched this shit.
Ed.
Who you about to say?
I said Kels, the black guy.
He was on what?
He was on Too Hot to Handle. It's on Netflix. Yeah, I've seen him before. And he was on like the American one too, I think. I've seen him before. He looked familiar.
Fan corrected.
Yeah.
I apologize. Yeah, I thought you said Ed. Ed Kills. Kind of sounds the same thing, especially going through the internet.
He's black. Not him.
All right, so so you seen? I haven't watched Too Hot to Handle.
So if people have seen, that's the only one that caught my eye, and I was like, oh, he looks very familiar. And then they said where he was from, and I was like, I remember you.
Kels.
He looked like he can do something. So I was excited to see him there. I don't know much of him, but
yeah, he's tall, in shape. We have my man Emmanuel. He looks like a bad guy from the Kingsman series. He got tattoos on his head.
That's the one for Paul. Oh yeah. I'm sorry. He looked dirty. He just looked dirty. Like he didn't take baths for like I don't know, like 8 weeks, and he was excited about it. Like he just looked dirty. Sorry.
There's a lot of people not taking baths. A lot of celebrities have made it into
probably not.
Not taking baths.
Survivor, so he was a finalist.
Yeah, and then we had my dude Gabo. It's pretty much he was like, I'm from Jersey Shore, but now like Poland. I was like,
We Jim, we
he know
Tom.
nothing. Nothing about the challenge. I'm like, man, you doing your homework? He was like, you want to be on American TV?
It's like,
Yes.
yeah.
He was like, yeah,
I'm
all
like,
right, yeah,
okay. Well, you're gonna get rude awakening. You're gonna get some gym. You might get some tan and a heat stroke, but
yeah. I'm
that's
like,
not it.
my man do no type of homework.
There's no boardwalk, so good luck.
Yeah, my good luck, buddy.
Look, Gabo.
Then we had a bunch of women. I've never seen any of these women before.
No.
We
But
had
they had some
Emmy,
Nigerians, beautiful women represent
yeah,
Africa.
Big Brother Nigeria. Shout out to them. Esther and Tasha. Uh,
Yep.
I was like, all right, okay, bet. Tasha kind of reminded me a little bit of Cam since we don't have Cam this season.
We don't
She
have
said
Cam.
something that caught my. I can't remember exactly what she said, but I was like, okay, all right, Nigerian Cam, bet. And then we had
He's very headstrong, so that definitely made me think of Cam.
second quote of the week for me was, and not really in a quote, it's just Bettina's laugh. Her laugh was hilarious.
It was some yapping. Yeah, I couldn't tell who was laughing. I thought it was Big T until they said her laugh. I said, so it's her.
How'd you mistake Big T's laugh? And you just saw her laugh.
I couldn't tell because they were like looking at each other, and you just see them like. And
so she just changed her. She just changed her laugh.
I'm like, maybe you just caught this over time. I don't know. And who was it? It was Landon or whatever his beautiful Spanish self. And
Logan.
She has Logan. I'm sorry, I called you Landon. I was close. Start with L. And he was like, yeah, she has a weird laugh. And I'm like, yeah, I ain't there. It's very weird. Like, it just threw me off. I was like, you got contagious laughs and then you got weird laughs.
Her laugh is contagious. Yeah, it made me laugh. I started busting out laughing. Like,
were you laughing with her, or were you laughing at the fact her laugh was weird?
I was laughing. Not that even that is weird. It's just it was unexpected. And I was like, oh, like she has like that. She's pretty. She has that nerdy laugh, and I found that a little bit adorable. I was laughing. I was like, this is wild. I was not expecting this.
Serial killer laugh.
Then we had my man Huey. Talk about him a little bit later, but yeah, he popped up on the scene, and we had a couple of people hopped up. We had Emmy. I liked her hair, and then she had braces, so that tripped me out a little bit. I came last night, smile on television with braces.
Yeah, I know. So I was just like, I don't know how serious I could take you, but
wow,
personality.
She's trying to fix her teeth. You can't take her serious.
And mind you, we both had braces, so I'm just saying. But yeah, she seemed like she wanted to stir up mess. So I can already just see the pot churn. And she was just like, I like drama. And I'm like, all right, girl. But we know where the drama's going to come from. You and them two ponytails. So we'll see.
Yeah. So they get to the house and they pretty much got cards laid out to show, the vets in the house. And it gives them like a heads up of like what the heck is going to be going down and who they should, keep their eye on. Because obviously the vets aren't in the house. The American vets aren't in the house. So they're like, okay, like here's, and I like that Kyle, figured everything out. He was like, so pretty much they're already
Kyle gone. Like a leader.
And, yeah, he was like, we got to go get them and choose our partner. But you got to look out for X, Y, and Z, like why this person could be good or bad for your game. I like that Kyle and Big T was like, showing them some of the rookies.
Yeah,
the rope.
They kind of gave them insight on how the Americans are. So I was like, look at y'all, go ahead.
Yeah,
who you should have, who you shouldn't have. Because, of course, come on. The obvious, you're going to try to gun for strength. CT is going to be top ranked. Fessy, of course, in these. But then they also gave you backup, like, if you choose such and such this person, for instance, like Fessy, he has a lot of enemies. So I love it that they gave them insight on these people, kind of helped them out. I was like,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then pretty much, it ended off was like, oh, okay, we got to do a mission. And then that's how we get right into episode 1. And TJ, TJ not calling himself the host anymore, still the handler since we're on from the spy stuff.
Yeah.
But I got a feeling that season 38 is going to be some like part 3 of a spy trilogy, I believe. I just got a good feeling about that.
Wow.
So he's the handler, and then he's like, yeah, so pretty much, the mission is that the international global spies have to get there, run through the woods, whatever, find a hammer with the key on it, then find the partners, which all the American people are chained up to some center blocks, and they got to break them out, get the chains and the safe, then take it to an area, undo the code, and then take the diamond out and run to where TJ is, which I thought was pretty cool. The first mission is always like, it's like, oh, this is the challenge. Welcome, mother suckers. And
get to work.
On top of that, it's like, it is like, I would say it's like a mini final, but it's like, yo, this ain't no joke. And what I found was goofy was a lot of the vets was like, they didn't know what the heck was going on besides them being chained up. And like, y'all aren't paying attention to any of the numbers or the letters on the center blocks. I'm like, y'all just out there like.
But one, she mentioned it. Nisa was like, there are things on the center block, so maybe we should be paying attention to this. Actually, two. Come on, CT, he's a vet, so he was just like, oh, there is something there. But most of them, just see people running out the woods. Hey, pick me. I'm like, y'all are concerned for the wrong reasons and for the wrong things. Yeah. But sure, get picked.
So we, who's the first person? I can't remember the first person that came out the woods, but people start getting picked off, and I like that CT was like kind of hiding because he doesn't know.
He did not want to be seen, but I get it because he was like, I don't know these people. I was like, yeah, that is true. Like, we don't know you. I don't know why you coming here. Like,
and either way, it really, I would say, it doesn't matter who gets picked. I mean, as long as you don't come in last, and I can see how CT's already thinking. I've been thinking the same thing. I'm like, it really doesn't matter who I get, because once we get out of these chains and everything, and we can solve the code, we're not going to come in last. So that's the whole thing, is you want to come in first, but not come in last. That would be my whole frame of thinking. And I feel like CT and maybe a couple of people were thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
So I feel like the first person that came out maybe was Logan. I feel like Logan.
I think so. I feel he did come out.
He came out the gates, found Anissa.
Yeah, because he had that hair down. And kind of threw me out. I was like, who is this?
He said that he wanted Anissa in the first place, which I was like, okay. Like he knows she's smart. So he's picking up, on, I guess, a little bit of his weaknesses and, find a little balance. And then I think Nam came out right after, and a couple other people, start trickling on out. And, they started, picking their partners from there. And I can't believe Kyle chose Amanda, but Kyle likes, doing awkward and funny stuff. He was like, I can pick Nani, I can pick Amanda. And
chaos.
I'm gonna pick the devil. So he picked Amanda, and Amanda has returned, and she has a baby, but she's single. So she's out here.
Great combination.
Yeah, great combination. She's ready to get that money for her child and get some.
Yeah, I hope so. Maybe this baby has toned her down, and she's a little less witchy.
We'll see.
She was embracing being a Satan spawn, so who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I guess she has calmed down a little bit, because in episode 0, Fessy, Amanda and Fessy was like linking up a little bit, because everybody started, having a good old time before they had to go do the mission, because it was celebrating. I'm sorry, it's the same episode. I'm sorry, it's happened in this episode. I'm tripping. Later on, I jump forward. Amanda and Fessy was out here. Was linking up. Corey saw it. Corey probably told
near the trees. Yeah,
told Nelson. Then Nelson,
Nelson
was over there talking like, yes, my sister is cool, but I really don't rock with you, so I don't want to talk about this right now. And they were trying to have a little back and forth. He was like, I don't want to talk about this right now, which I understand. I'm all here for Nelson getting back at Fessy, because Fessy did some fuckery, and he deserves every piece of getting cussed the hell out.
Yeah.
And so Amanda could have, turned that up, and she was kind of like egging on but being fun. So maybe Amanda has toned it down a little bit.
Maybe she's matured. I mean, having a baby might do that to you. So
we'll see. Yeah. And from there, everybody's pretty much, started coming through. And then Michaela and Renan, Anissa and Logan, they win. At the second time, back-to-back seasons, Anissa wins the first mission, which I'm like, okay, that's a great start.
Super happy.
I felt good about it. At the same time, like, does this really mean anything? Because you ain't get to the final last year.
Wow.
Anyway,
I say it means a lot. I don't know. I mean, if we definitely compare to the last season, the recent season, we know she had Fessy. She wanted strength, all that. But we do know Fessy was not a good partner. And I love it that Logan said it himself. He was like, she doesn't need someone yelling and barking at her. She needs someone to like talk to her. You got this. And so I was like, that mentality might help them if they choose to. I'm not even gonna say next step, but like that'll help them like later on. Like if he continues to think like that. So I was like, I like you, Logan. Come
Yeah.
Spain.
And then we have Michaela and Renan coming in second. And revealed earlier, Renan was like, I play like overseas ball. So he's obviously in like some at least from a stamina standpoint, good ass shape. Yeah. And they come in second. And then after that, people started trickling on in. I didn't care about the whatever.
They didn't even show everybody, honestly.
Yeah, it was like I was like,
did y'all
see CT? I was like,
yeah, they did not show CT. So I really thought he was still back there, but he wasn't, apparently.
I was like, I did it for a second. And I was like, no, it don't matter. Like I said, hit CT's thoughts and maybe some other veterans' thoughts should be, if we can't come in first, just don't come in last. That's all that matters.
That's it.
So yeah, and then we get Huey picking Ashley. So Ashley's a ticking time bomb because she's super competitive and ready to lose her mind. And Huey picked Ashley because they had the same size lips and cheeks. So he's like, I got something in common with her.
Huey.
He was like, people don't know I used to box. I'm like, great. They mean you should have stamina. Same boxing time, I'm like, that's right hey, you're a double threat, sir. Do your thing.
You said your quote. I have my quote. When he came to Ashley kept saying, like, he's asking me where I'm from. Like, dude, this competition right now. Don't ask me where I'm from. I'm from your worst nightmares. That was the quote. I was like, why are you asking me this right now? Like, we're trying to win. Like, it doesn't matter where I'm from and who I am. I mean, your nightmares. Let's go. He's like, all right. I was like, yeah. That's how you started out.
Yeah, she was like fussing, but it felt like Huey wasn't fussing. He was just like, man, what is going on? He was like, yeah. I like that he was still kind of positive. Like he wasn't snapping out. He could have snapped out, but he wasn't. And they came in last, and she was like, "We're gonna get purged route," and because it happened to her with like the past couple seasons, like you come in last, you're getting the bounce, and then TJ over there dangling like, haha, like, hey, Huey and Ashley, like you guys are still safe. I was like, because they went to commercial break and came back. I was like, oh man, I thought they were gone. So
yeah, if that happened, only thing I thought, because I was like, you can never expect it's the challenge. I feel bad for Ashley. I'm like, she cannot catch a break. I really feel like for the last 3 seasons she's been on, she's went home. Like,
first place to get out the house quickly. Like,
so once she won that last money and she screwed Hunter over, I just feel like karma has hit her in her behind. So I was like, yeah,
I'm glad every time. I was hoping she would do again. I was like, you deserve every piece.
I want Ashley to stay. My brother clearly don't like you, but I want you to stay, Ashley.
I think she's a ticking time bomb. She's funny sometimes, but most of the time, like if I was on a challenge and like, hey, Brian, I want to be your partner. I'm like, no, I don't want to be your partner. Like, not about to cuss me out. I guarantee that. Too, you like you got to control your emotions, babe. Baby,
yeah, she's really chaotic.
And not baby in like a condescending thing. Like that's just me. I'll tell you, baby, to a dude, like chill out, baby. Like we don't need to go there, playboy. Like so, like you got to control your emotions. But yeah, I was hoping that she got eliminated. Just like, oh, twist, got your ass. Like,
I'm like, dang, Huey.
But I'm glad that she's still on the show because she is entertaining. So
you said Warner.
Like I don't know if it's a twist, but it was like they weren't like. Since they lost, but they weren't in the bottom to have to go in there. I thought that was pretty cool. So
yeah,
Anissa and Logan formed the agency, and they pretty much later on we'll see everybody's in the big old room, which is crazy. Everybody standing right beside each other so you can see like who you voting for. Which I was like, oh, this is
I don't know. It was just tight. I feel like this is like the United Nations conference or something. Like, why are we all balled together? Like, okay.
I'm cheating out your text. Like, you voting for him? I'm cheating out yours.
We all have screens right near each other. Like, we're in the audience for Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
I'd be like this, like,
like it's out there. You can't no hiding answers. Just tell us.
I'm like, it's gonna get rough towards the end when we start numbers dwindling down. Everybody sitting on that. You said one row and stay right behind you, but yeah, later on seeing this like this
is in that
crazy. Before we got to that though, we already talked about Nelson and Fessy going out. They celebrate Michelle and Logan's birthday. Everybody's having a good old time talking, and then somehow I think fast forward a little bit, we hear about this list that Michaela has written up. And Amy starts exposing this. And you said earlier, Amy likes drama. So Amy was like, yo, heard about this list. I was like, oh, word, Michaela wrote a list out. And quote of the week for me was Tasha saying like, I think she said something like, instead of writing on a list, you gotta have a list in your mind. Like, what are you doing? Like, and yes,
Right.
do not write anything down. And all of a sudden, Emmy started telling Anissa and Tori, and they start spreading that around. So everything's like just words going around, getting crazy out there for everybody. And of course, like the veterans, especially the American veterans, like, yo, we gotta get not even American, just the veterans, like, yo, we gotta get rookies out because they're rookies. And of course, they target Michaela because she's obviously in some good shape. And I heard she did pretty well in Survivor. And that was my target too. Not even Michaela, it been Michelle and Tommy. I was like, they won Survivor. Y'all got to go.
Yeah, take them out. I would think and hope.
Like, y'all want Survivor. Like, get them out of the house, or even like some Survivor overseas. Like, that in my head, my rookie Survivor overseas, Survivor in general, they got to get eliminated with the quickness. And then everything starts going crazy. You start seeing like everybody start, spinning their own story. Tommy was like, "Oh, I ain't seen no list," but he's like, we got to distance ourselves away from, Michaela. I'll do that because we're not really linked up. I'm looking like, look at this trifling MF
already
Survivor. I don't trust her. I don't trust you. You're two-faced redhead bastard. I feel like Hartman, like fucking gingers. Yeah, man. Fucked up, man.
What do to you, redheads? I tell you.
Actually, I like redhead women. But yeah, I'm like Tommy, you backstabbing bastard. Same thing with Michelle. I'm like, they are. I'm like, y'all some trifling, low down son of a bitch.
They are. But that just shows, like they said, they will have great tactics for this show. Because think about it, like you said, they won Survivor. So that means they have ways to manipulate and really pull people in. And then like Michaela, I loved her, but she wasn't making herself look guilty. She like went upstairs, grabbed the list, like this is what it is. And it was just kind of like, why
I feel like she had two different lists because that's not the list that she didn't have. So she tried me, which I might have done the same thing. I'm like, all right, I had a list, but it's not the list that you're talking about. I'm like, this is list, like, you can see it right here. And
the problem was she had other eyes. And I'm like, maybe she didn't think or realize who else was there, but it's like Emmy already spread this information out. So it's like now
spread like wildfire. Yeah.
And yeah, it was just looking bad for Michaela. And I was like, I like you.
And like once that happened, I was like, they about to get rid of the black girl off top. Thanks.
Always. Just like scary movies.
Thanks, guys. Yeah. And got rid of trying to get rid of my dude Renan. So I was like, this
he didn't talk much. I'm sorry. He wasn't doing that.
Yeah, like it wasn't looking
they showed
good.
Him like twice.
Once that happened, I was like, they're gonna get the boots into they're going down there. So of course we get deliberations in the room, like everybody's standing around each other, copying everybody's notes, cheating off everybody's tests, and everything like blows up in there. Kayla's trying to defend herself, and then she goes right at Michelle. I was like, already trying to get it off you, but why don't you go at Emmy or somebody like that?
Yeah,
Emmy started this.
Somebody else.
You want to throw your quote unquote alliance in there already?
That's the only one you have.
So she went to Michelle. Michelle was like, "What?" And like, so they started going back and forth. And she's like, "No, I'm done talking to you." And went at Tommy, and Tommy was like, "No, she does have a list." And I was like, "Tommy's a snitch, bitch." Like he was like ratting him out.
Tommy just said, "I'm pulling the trigger. I'm saving myself. That's it."
Yeah, he pulled the ripcord.
I'm not even throwing you a lifeboat.
I was like, "I'm out of this."
Dunzo. And then
airplane. I want blank. I was like, what does people drive? I'm like, what do they fly in the air?
He got a parachute and he's just flying.
Ejectocito, cuz. I'm
so low.
He was out. So I'm like, Tommy was a hater. So
yeah. I feel like Tommy and Emmy were in the same boat because then she was just like, I got the information. I got the golden ticket. Boom, bam.
Emmy went on fire and.
This is what you had. This is what you said, and I'm telling everybody.
And then she said, "I put it on God." That might be the quote of the week. He was like, "I'm gonna put it on God." I was like, "Oh, especially black people, like you put it on God." Like mom say, put it on God.
It's real. I was like,
"Oh, she put it on God. Oh, you in trouble now."
Can't deny it now.
And CT's over. I love the cutaways. CT's like cracking up. I was like, I've been laughing too. Like, this is crazy. So pretty much everybody votes for Michaela and Renan to go down there, and then cut to them going to the elimination, the lair, which I like the setup, how it looks, like the stairs and the thing in the background. I just thought it was like whack of them. They had like walk up to go in there, go around. I was like, I could make a better way from like them to enter from the
make it
from the
more
back.
dramatic.
Yeah, I was like,
Something.
so I'm looking like,
but yeah, the layout. Well, besides that, it gave me like Gladiator, Galactic type
that's
vibes. Like,
always
yeah,
that's always it was just
kind of
it was just I feel like
like
they missed the boat
going
somehow.
down
It was
here to
like
the Lions Den, about to fight.
like I wish like I feel like they could have set up more like they could have literally just mentioned from that where they came from, just walk up the stairs, and like, oh shit, this is what it is. But they somehow dropped the ball with that. Anyway, that's just creative
Use the money
things.
for everything else.
So
this is our budget. Let's go.
So we get down, and we got Michaela and Rena down there, and then TJ hits them with the twist as usual. I don't say as usual. I guess I wasn't expecting
this
it,
one is
but
a little more twist
yeah,
that they like added. And I was like, oh, yeah. So that twist was you don't pick a team, but you pick individual people. So you're going to pick one guy and one girl, anybody up there. Of course, not whoever won that challenge. So I was like, oh, mind blown.
Yeah,
and I'm like, just imagine whoever wins, like, that's going to just throw everything out there because now you can pick anybody. So it could be somebody that's gunning for you. It could be definitely one of those vets, or it could be one of the rookies. So yeah, that I thought was crazy. And I'm not even gonna lie, I started getting scared because I'm just like,
yeah. I mean, before they even got there, before the elimination, Nisa and Logan was trying to talk it out, and Logan was like, I don't know if I want to pick, certain people. He didn't want to pick Amy because he thought Amy was cool. And I think, Nisa probably thinking once she's a rookie and then she was stirring the pot, so it makes sense to throw her down there. And then we don't know Corey. I was like, I don't know, he's getting down there. He's because he's screwed because he's tied to Emmy.
Yeah, and then he's associated with her.
Back to where we're talking about right now, they're down there. So Anissa's already thinking, I'm going to stick to the plan. I'm going to vote down Corey and Emmy. But once TJ throws that out there, kind of throws everything off. But she's already, and TJ's like, put you on the spot. You got to go now. So
she's like, so what's it going to be?
Yeah. So I'm like, she's like, might as well just, stay with the plan, right? I'm going to pick Corey, and then I'm going to pick a girl and pick Emmy. So you think that's about to happen. So she picks Corey. I'm like, damn, pick the black man, pick Uncle Carlos. It's messed up. And Logan's like, all right, yeah, I'm going to stick with my partner, and I'm going to vote for Corey too. And Corey's like, I didn't even do nothing. I'm like, this is what happens. Thanks, Emmy. I'm like, I'd be like, you fucking bum. Like, I can't wait to not be your partner after this if I win this.
Going down there, right. Well, he's just like, I already expect, you're going to pick my partner with me. So obviously.
Yeah. And then TJ flips it up and is like, all right, Logan, you pick now. He's like, I'm going to pick the girl who shared birthdays with. Michelle, go down there. I was like, what?
They were like, wait, what?
It was, it makes sense, Survivor versus Survivor. If I was doing it though, like before, like even if Anissa would have said Corey, I'm like, get Tommy out of here. I don't want you on the show. You look like a big threat. Get out of here. You got to go.
Yeah, honestly, I thought she was going to pick.
That's Tommy. What I thought too. I thought Anissa going to pick. Yeah,
they're part of the mess, and Corey wasn't part of the mess. He was just in a way associated.
At all. Like, because once he just said that, I'm like, yeah, you can pick anybody you want. I'm like, all right, Tommy.
Yeah,
talking shit. Go down there. Go down there.
Yeah. And she has no ties to him, so it really wouldn't have hurt her game.
Right.
Yeah, I definitely would pick Tommy.
Because I feel like once we figure out what the mission was, I'm like, oh, okay, this is gonna be Corey and or Tommy should have won regardless. And from there, like Logan picked freaking like he picked Michelle, and then Anissa's like, all right, get some picking Michelle and stick my partner too. They pick Michelle, and she's mad, so she's tied down there with Uncle Carlos, and they got to do the whole everybody saying it's like backpack challenge. But I was like, I feel like I seen this something that's not really backpack challenge because backpack you got to pick somebody else.
Yeah, and it was individual.
Yeah. Like I wish it would have been individual, but they did partners, which is weird. So we got them, back to back, and so whoever like pushes the first person off from the other side first. And Corey's a big old dude. He's ain't no game.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much like Corey versus Michaela because my man Renan was, had a big push and he got tired and his arm got jammed up. So he probably was like, just gave up. And then,
yeah, he was struggling a little bit. I mean, I'll give it to him. He was definitely fighting. Like some people were like, oh, like Michaela's doing all the work. I was like, not really. Like you got to keep in mind his legs were getting pulled by Corey. So it's like, he definitely had to use like a whole lot of upper body strength to like push them to the other side. So it was a lot going on.
Yeah, it was a lot.
I honestly didn't know who really was kind of pushing towards winning. Honestly,
it was kind of clear. Because they started on one
how
side.
It showed because Corey was dangling, so I'm thinking whoever is dangling on the edge and falls down That's who.
It's pretty much like since they were on this side, Corey
Yeah.
and Michelle's on this side. If they got pushed this way, then it would make
But
sense.
they
But
were on that side.
they was on this side. And they kept on this side. I'm like, well, it's pretty much gonna
Yeah.
be a wrap after this. Like just depending on how much time and strength they got left. So
Dang.
they won. Corey pretty much did 3 versus 1, or 3 versus 2, and got them out the paint. And Carlos prevailed. Shout out to him. And
Come on. Lisa
then
said
after
herself, he did it like a backpack, a fanny pack. He did it all.
yeah.
Knocked them down.
And then TJ threw in the same thing from last season. It was like, well, you can infiltrate somebody's team, you can say what you got, or you can do pretty much anything you want to do from here on out besides like picking Nisa and Logan. And I was like, they might stay together because they kind of work well together. But then Michelle was like, no.
Honestly, I would stay with him so far.
Yeah, Michelle was like, no, I want to infiltrate somebody. And then she's when it was like, F this. I was like, oh, here we go. It's about to get real interesting. Who did Michelle end up picking? She
picked that.
Well, she got messed up because I had a feeling because I didn't pay attention to it, but TJ said he was like, Nam isn't around. And once I heard that, I was like, oh, Nam got COVID or we got quarantine because he's been around somebody with COVID. And I was like, dang, sucks.
Dang, Nam too just can't catch a break. I'm like, dang,
yeah, got him out the paint. So Devin threw his hands up and was like, yo, get at me. And then so she picked Devin. I was like, huh, okay. I mean, I can see that working. Two people that's straight strategy minded. And Devin can pull out some athleticism, probably maybe the same thing with Michelle. We'll see later on. So she picked him. And then Uncle Carlos picked Tori, which I don't blame because I wouldn't want to be attached to Emmy anymore either. I'm gonna go back to Emmy. No,
she got a target, so I'm gonna have to let you go. Which works because that's who he wanted. I don't know. I feel like he was kind of like feeding off of what Michelle said though, because she was just like, "We're gonna infiltrate," and he was just like, "Oh yeah, okay." So I feel like he was like, "Oh, that's what you want to do? Yeah, let's do it." So at the end, it worked for both. But that's what I was thinking too, like. Her pairing with Devin, it was funny because everybody's reaction, like, you could have anybody. Like, you want Devin? But I'm like, she's thinking outside the box. That is smart. Like, he is not the most physically fit, but he is smart with being a manipulator, and he's very strategic, and he knows the game. So I'm like, you know what? She's pretty strong. She won Survivor. Y'all actually might be a great duo. So
yeah,
we shall see.
And then from there, Emmy had to... Like, did they make them pick, or was Amy just kind of like...
Amy got paired with Kels, I think.
No,
and
Amy
Kels
did not. No, that's what I was like, okay, well, we need another person since Nama's out, so we're bringing in Ed from the Circle. I was like, Circle? I was like, who the heck? I was like, so you trimmed out his beard and he grew his hair out. I was like, oh, that's it. Him and his mom was on the Circle. I watched the first season. I watched the second season.
You need to watch it. It's good, even though we're talking about...
I was like, oh, good old.
Yes, from what he said, Chickasaw, whatever, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia. But if you watch the Circle, Ed, and his voice is so distinct with his mama. I loved him, and his brother was in the second season, so you definitely got one.
Okay, yeah. So Ed pops up. So Emmy goes with Ed, and then who else is left?
Kel's with him.
Oh yeah, and then Kels got screwed over. Kels like, man, I'm a good partner, and she's good looking. He was like, this is whack. So Kels has to go with Tracy, which I don't even know who I'm not gonna lie, I can't remember what Tracy does, and like she was just there, and so I was like, okay, and then who was it? I think that's pretty much it, right? Like everything got
everybody else was still paired.
Yeah. So that was it. So we got everybody paired off like legitly, and I know there's a lot of people to really do a power ranking right now. But for like, do you have a top 3?
Jeez, I mean,
I don't want to take up too much time. Like, I'll throw out my possible top 3.
Yeah.
Well, since he's a reigning champion, until he gets defeated, CT is number 1 for me. CT and Berna.
Always.
My shoes in the circus. So,
always. Yeah. So, what's her name? Berna,
yeah. My shoes in the circus. So I'm like, she has some type of athleticism. So I'm like, see him until somebody knocks him out. He's number 1 for me, and he's gonna play it smart as usual. So he's a champion. Since they won the first challenge, Anissa and Logan, they won that. And
wow, he actually said Anissa put her in her top. Yeah.
Yes, it's right now something I don't think I can think of off top. And then I'm trying to think who else could be in the top three. Where the hell is Casey and Emmanuel? Didn't Emmanuel say he came like a finalist in Survivor? That's like that'd be like number three.
Yeah, he
And
was a
then
finalist. That's three of them.
yeah,
Not someone else.
yeah, that's pretty much. Oh, I'm sorry. I swapped, you know what, and for like right behind him, Corey had put a target on his back, but Corey, Bruce went down and won elimination. So Corey,
that's true.
L, and Tori top four. I can't think of a five. I don't want to think of a five. I'm like talking too long anyway. So that seemed decent to you? Like it's a lot of people.
Yeah, you
I didn't
pretty
write
much
anything down
almost matched it to a T. Of course, everybody knows I'm always gonna rock with CT, and he is a reigning champ. He's been doing this and doing this. So I feel he has a good partner too. Anissa, of course. I mean, she's bad. And they won this first one. We don't know how it's gonna go, but yeah, definitely with how it is. Who else did you say? You said Casey?
Yeah.
Emmanuel, yeah, he looks crazy. Casey is super competitive and strong. So yeah, I think she's up there. And that fourth one you said was, Corey and Tori. That rhymes. Corey proved himself. He is very strong, representing his community. I think he's going to do great. Hopefully, Tori can do great. I think she's learned, and she's bitten her tongue quite enough. So, hopefully, matched up with Corey will help her at least make it to a final.
I mean, they did like those, come at her for a quick second saying they want to throw her in.
Yeah, they did.
Michaela tried that, but it didn't work out, and
she got
Tori threw her back out. So yeah, I'm like, maybe we'll do a better ranking next week. I mean, it's obviously first episode is kind of hard.
We'll have some more
I don't have really a challenger of the week. I mean, if I wasn't get one, maybe it was Amy because she said she wanted to stir the pot and she shouted to like put down God. I put down God, so she got some ass to paint and she didn't have to go down into elimination, so she kind of won. If not her, maybe it was kind of Corey. I can't remember where the hell he fell in the. I
mean, I would say Corey, at least for being MVP, like he got called in for something that didn't even have to do with him. He pulled his weight. Actually, he pulled everybody's weight down there on the floor, knocked them down, and he won it. And so he kind of like proved himself. You know how they say in the challenge, you got to prove yourself, especially if you're a rookie. I feel he did that. So if you had to give anything out, I would probably give it to Corey. So far, go Corey! So now we got two Corys.
Right. That's pretty much it. Episode 0, aka Global Activation, and then episode 1, titled The List. We just talked about both of them. What do you guys think? Do you guys have your challenger of the week for each episode, or mainly episode 1, because they only did one challenge, obviously? And what's your rankings? Please post your comments down below. Love to hear you guys' thoughts. And can't wait to return next week for episode 2 of the challenge, Spies, Lies, and Allies. For my sister, Brittany, I am Brian, formerly known, or kind of still known as Movie Messiah. If you're enjoying what you're watching, please hit the like, share, subscribe, and the notification bell. Holla at y'all next week. What did TJ say? Oh, he didn't invite them back next season. He was like, yo, have a good time.
I'm the handler. That's it.
Yeah, it was like, he didn't say, like, we'll see you around next time. He was like, all right, y'all. And that's what I'm saying, y'all. All right, y'all.